Hello, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Delias Paris, and my channel is Indian Hen Farm. And I do so hope that you enjoy the channel and you choose to subscribe. If you do, hit the like and subscribe. Feel free to share my videos. And if you have any comments, I like to read them and I like to respond to them. So, guys, I was sick, right? And that gave me actually some time just to sort of play. And the playing was a little scattered because I wasn't feeling well. So I'd start playing and then I'd get too tired to finish. But that being said, I binge watched a lot of YouTube and I had some time just to sort of learn some new techniques and also just play with some stuff. So last video, we did some of these little paperclip charms. And one of the reasons why I did these was, you know how much I love things that float. And I really wanted to make some journaling cards that look like tags, but that float. So let me just give you an idea. Let's find a spot. Do I have it? Here. Okay, let's just try here. So I could put this piece in here. I've got my really pretty paper clip, and that would just float in there. And help if I'm on camera, right? And then they could take it off and write on the back if they were so inclined. But this led me, and this one has a pocket. Okay, Delia, slow down. You know what happened is I just finished doing almost an entire video, and my phone ran out of storage. So I'm starting, this is take 2. Oh, well, it happens. This one has a little pocket. But this led me to say, you know what? If the idea is to put things that float into my journals, why not do this one's a triple or quadruple fold? So they can unfold it. They have all of this writing space and all of this writing space back here. And I would finish distressing this. I haven't. But so it would just fold in like that. And because this is going to be a floating journaling card, it challenged me to come up with ways of decorating the front that aren't going to create lumps. So if I was writing, and you can tell I'm a big journal writer because these are things I think about. So I flip it over and I'm writing. If I've got a bunch of stuff glued onto this front, now I could just put a pocket on this or something and eliminate their desire to write here. But I thought, you know what? I want them to be able to use this whole page and fold it up and put it back in. So I think I came up with a good look. I think that looks really finished and really cool. And it's all flat. None of this is 3D, except for obviously the topper. But, so that made me happy. But, that being said, the key reason I got into these tags is I watched Camelia Crafts Designs, one of her videos, and I'll try and link to it. No, I won't try. I will do. I've got to commit. See, I'm going to do this. And I'm also going to start linking back to my supplies. I'm not sponsored by like Amazon. I don't do any of that. But I know sometimes I want to use the exact same supply that they're using, and it's helpful if it's linked on the bottom. Otherwise, I'm like trying to, get the information while the video is going. But what she shared with me was this way of taking pet stickers and taking that shine away. So I'm kind of in love with pet stickers when I see them. Like, those are freaking gorgeous. They are gorgeous. The problem is, when I take them off and I put them on a piece of paper, because they're so shiny, it's so glaring, and it just looks like I just shoved a sticker on the front. And I don't like that. I don't like the way the shine kind of makes it look cheap. So I've always been on the lookout for new ways to take the shine off of things. And she shared a technique that looked so darn good in her video. And I got to say, I've tried other techniques. I've watched other videos that have shared ways to take the shine off. And I've never felt 100% satisfied. So a lot of them I'm like, well, that's better, but I'm still not in love. This is the first technique I found that I'm kind of in love with. I got to share it with you. So she uses this. It's, I don't know how to pronounce this. Pebeo? P-E-B-E-O. Studio Acrylics Gel Matte. Medium. Okay? I found it on Amazon in the United States. And the reason I bought this brand was one, I didn't have any matte medium. And she had said in her video, she's like, listen, I've only ever done it with this. I've never tried another brand. That being said, if you have another brand, I would try it first before I purchased anything new. Just get a pet sticker, put it on a scrap piece of paper, try this technique. If it works, you're good. But I don't think this was more than $13. I'll double check. But it's a big bottle. So that's my hands. This is how many, okay. Yeah, it's a big bottle. So this should last me 2 or 3 years. So I still feel like it's a good purchase. And I've been trying not to purchase new things. But when I watched the video, I had to have this. The other thing, you're going to laugh. When I went on, I found that I had some reward points. So free points to buy stuff from when I've used my credit card in the past. And I'd never noticed that before. So I did splurge and also buy a whale tag. I couldn't help it. Okay, so let me share this technique with you because it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And then we're going to decorate one of these. I recommend doing these in batches. So I've got a whole bunch ready. Yeah. So I recommend doing this in batches because if you're going to ink or distress, the matte medium is wet. And if you distress and do all that and then do the wet on it, it's going to, obviously, unless you use like a waterproof ink, you're going to end up with a big mess. And the reason I'm saying that is because I'd inked on one of them and I was trying to avoid the ink and I still made a big mess. And I have some of the Ranger ones that are waterproof, but if I want to use my colors and stuff, I've only got the waterproof in brown and black. All my other colors are the Distress Oxides, the Tim Holtz. So, that being said, I'm going to show you how to do I'm sure you know how to do this, but I'm going to show you because I don't know where you are on your journey. And then I'm going to show you how we do these stickers, okay? So, mine measures 6 inches, and so, let's see. 6 inches tall. And I need to cut this down. Let's see if this one will work. I've been so obsessed with my Fiskars. Can we cut? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Let's go 6. Yeah. Okay. I don't ever want to use anything but my... Okay, get out of the way. Huh? Okay. I think... Okay. Let me get this out of the way. Ah, it's huge. It's huge. Yay, we did it. 6 inches. Okay. And so this is 12. So if I wanted it 2.5 inches wide times 4, I need 10 inches, right? And I think this is 12, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So let's cut it down to 10. There's my 10. Sorry, I know you can't see, but I'm just marking on my... Okay, there's 10 inches. And where's my favorite cutter? Here you are. Here you are. This is my baby. I'm waiting for these to go on 40% off again because I want... I want the big one. I also want the little guillotine cutter. Oh my gosh. But I said I wasn't going to buy anything new. Guys, I'm breaking all my own rules. And then, okay, I'm going to tattle on myself. I went to not Michael's, Joann Fabrics because it's supposed to be going out of business. Wait, why is that wonky? That is so wonky. Okay, it's okay. We're just going to cut it down a little bit. That is really wonky. You know what? I got an idea. Okay, anyway. But everything was only 20% off other than their loose scrapbook paper. That was 50% off. So I did buy some loose. I think I spent $15 and got like 36 sheets of cardstock scrapbook paper. So I can live with that. Okay, so we want this at 2.5 for our first fold. So I'm going to measure 2.5 and a half. Let me get this further down. My measuring is not my strong suit. 1, 2, 2.5. But we're going to make it work. And I'm going to try and get that. Wait. See which side's wonky. Yeah, it's top. Okay. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. If I could cut a straight line, it'd be easier, huh? 1, 2, 2.5. Okay. And you could use a scoreboard for this. I know a lot of people don't have one. So we're not. We're not going to use a scoreboard. So I'm going to fold that one there. And let's see. Let's get it as close as we can. There. And this should be, oh, I did not measure correctly, did I, at all? Wait. Well, am I at 10? Yeah, I'm at 10. So what's the problem? 2.5. 2.5. 1, 2. Oh, that one was off. Okay, 2.5. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let's try and straighten it up a little. So, I find using my scoreboard makes this a lot easier. But I know a lot of folks don't have one, so I try not to use it on camera too much. Okay. 2. Just make sure all this is nice and straight. Sorry, guys. There. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And why is that off? Because I must have folded it off, Delias. Okay. There we go. Okay, there we go. So, there we go. There's our 4. And because this is really, really, obviously now it's cardstock folded 4 times. I'm going to bone fold it out pretty well. That side still looks. You know what? I'm just going to go with it. Let's just go with it. Okay, so I'm going to use my, where is my credit card plastic? Hello, credit card plastic, where did you go? Oh, Lordy. Ah, it's right in front of my face. Okay, I'm going to use this instead of a punch because this is going to be too thick. So let's start with this side. Okay. Give that a cut. Okay. I'm going to flip it right to get the opposite. Okay. Okay. And there we go. Okay. Okay, so this is the magic part. This is from Camelia Crafts Designs, shared this technique. I'm obsessed with it. I think you're going to be too. If you like, especially if you bought pet stickers because they were just so beautiful you couldn't help it. And then you found that you struggled to use them because they were so shiny, then this technique is for you. Okay, so I got a whole bunch of these babies. I went crazy over these ones. They were so beautiful. I couldn't resist. Anyway, okay. So I'm going to put some pet stickers on. These ones usually come off. Ah, see, as soon as I say it, I shouldn't say it. Ah, there it is. Okay. And what I like to do, I like this one on top to be, okay. Let's go like that. Okay. So I let it fold over so the plastic's on this side. Do you see that? So it's almost like a sandwich. And then I'm going to cut off, because this little tiny piece is still on its backing. And I use these little pieces for like small edges when I just want a little tiny piece of sticker. Like on this one, I've got a tiny edge right there. Well, I didn't use a whole sticker for that. I had some of these, and I can just, so save those, because it just makes your pet stickers go, well, any of your stickers, washi stickers, all that, go further. And we spend too much money on craft materials not to try and sort of, let's do this one in 2 colors. Because, you know, this one's all in green. Most of them have been in one. Let's just do, we'll do multiple colors for fun. What about, okay. Let's see what else I got. Ooh, but look at that. Look at that sticker. Ah, see? Ooh, but I like that. Okay, I'm going to do this one. I try not to get sort of where I'm like spending an hour. Okay, do I want this one or this one? Because you know what? Honestly, they all are going to look pretty. Cut that one off, and look, got this little piece still on its backing, ready to go. Makes me happy. Little tip. Little tip. And maybe we'll do another. No, I don't want that one. Let's see. Okay. What about that one? Okay, but I don't want that big wad of white. It's too much. So I'm just going to round that off. Okay. That's just my personal little thing. Okay. Come on, get off my finger. Get off my finger. Okay, let's get that one started. It is rainy here. Ah, that's fine. Once it sticks, don't unstick it. It's not going to work. They're not washi. Every time I do that, I regret it. I'm like, yeah, if it sticks, it sticks. It's decided that's the way it's going to go. Okay. Got that off. My phone is constantly out of photo storage. Because I have a daughter. So you know how it is when you have kids. You got way too many videos on your phone. Okay. So I've got this. And now I'm going to burnish this pretty well with my bone folder. Just trying. In fact, I'm even going to open it up. Okay. 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 So I still have some of that excess here. Let me just make sure I get that trimmed off. Just to make my life easy. Okay. And there. Okay. 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 So, I love this technique. I think you're going to love it too. I'll link to her video as well if you want to watch hers. But I got to tell you, I have tried so many different methods of getting the shine off these, and this is the first one that I'm really, really happy with. Okay, so we're going to take our matte medium and get one of these brushes, these spongy brushes, okay? And I'm just going to put a little on here. Not too crazy, a little at a time. And this stuff dries clear, so it looks a little messy when you put your layer on and you're looking and you're like, don't worry, it dries fine. My first time I did it, I was like, I'm not sure about, I'm going to put a little bit more. Not sure about that, but I'll show you a few samples of them dried. Okay. Now she takes the back of our brush. So you got this side where we kind of smeared it on, right? And then she takes the back and she pats it. And this gets rid of our brush strokes. Okay. Okay, let's give it some pats. And she said, and I found this to be true, that sometimes you'll need several layers depending on, you know, sometimes you'll look at it and you're like, still not exactly where I want to be. So, like I said, I recommend doing these in batches. Just cut a whole bunch of tags or whatever project you're going to use them on. And do 10 or 15 because then you just have them ready to go. Oh, that's a big blob. Let me get that off. Okay. Okay. So there we go. Okay. I know you're going to hate this, but I'm going to rinse this brush real quick, even though my camera's rolling, because if I don't, it'll dry. Okay. Okay, see, that only took a second. I keep losing these brushes because I'm doing a video or something and I set them to the side and then it just doesn't come off and I'm tired of losing brushes. So here we go. I know I could probably just put a bowl of water here, but okay. Or a cup of water or whatever. Okay. So that's the technique. And like I said, what I would do is do a few of these. And then, let me grab some that I did. I'm going to check it and see sort of like, oh, and I usually take them outside. Thought I had another one sitting here. I'm not going to stress about it. Okay, anyway, I would take it outside and just kind of look at it. Does it look good? This one looks good to me. I don't see any shine left. Oh, yeah, I do. I see a little bit right there. So then if I saw some, I'll give them another little layer wherever I need to. And then, you know, kind of, because it probably takes about, what, 30 minutes to dry? And just keep checking on them. And if you need another layer, give it another layer, okay? But in the end, I'm going to get this out of the way. You end up with that. Now, you can still see that line right there? It's matte, but you can see that there's a line there. I'm finding, so a couple things. This collaged paper down here disappeared completely. You can't see the lines at all. So I've got some scrapbook paper that has more collagey sort of things. So there's a thought. The other thing I found is the lighter the background color paper, the more it fades. So keep that in mind. But what it has definitely done is taken the shine off those stickers. And they still are gorgeous. They're still beautiful, but they're not these big plastic shiny things. So I'm super in love with that. Okay. And I thought, you know what? Let's just do, I just finished this one in the video that didn't work through. So let's just do another one. Okay. So I've got, this is a triple. This one folds out 4 times. I'm going to be honest. The triple, I don't know why I'd lie to you. Why do I feel the need to tell you I'm going to be honest? That's funny. Anyway. Okay, the triple is so much less bulky. And I think for journals, because I don't want a big gator mouth, I kind of like that it's not super bulky. So I'll probably mostly do the triples or use a thinner paper, but I don't want it to be too thin. I can't decide. Anyway, the triple works really well. Okay, so I'm going to move this aside. And what I did was I did use a whale tag. I'm kind of in love. And the reason I wanted to use a whale tag is because this is going to open up and it's going to be paper clipped in. So I don't need a big, I mean, you could, if that's your jam, you could keep it a tag with a topper, but I kind of like this look a little better. So to each their own. I've got this. What else do I got? Let's see. I made a whole bunch of whale tags. And like a good human, I probably mix them in with everything else. Try and decide what I want. That's brown and brown. I don't really want to use that one. Oh, you know what I have? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Nope. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I know I moved the camera. I'm just grabbing my container here. I was wondering where I put this. If I put things back where they belonged, it would work much, much better. Okay. Here we go. Have a whole bunch of tags ready to go. Let's see what kind of whale tags we have. I knew I had more whale tags. Where are you? Where are you? Okay, I have this brown one with some... I have some eco prints. I have some book pages. I went a little crazy when I wasn't feeling well. Okay. And just made a whole bunch of sort of pieces. Get pieces ready. In that way. Okay. I recommend investing in this little tool if you end up, you know, I always have my list of sort of things I want. Do we want to do an eco print? Or that one's upside down. Got that green. That's way too much green. I'm not in love with that. Or like the polka dot brown. Let's do the polka dot brown. Because we got these little dots here of gold. That works for me. I'm going to throw all these back in the bowl so I know where they are. Okay. That side's distressed. Let's just make sure it's really well distressed. Can y'all hear the rain? Super, super excited that everything is growing again. I'm super excited to get back to some eco prints. Okay, so I'm going to glue this one on. So I like to do the front part first. I'm going to use my art glitter glue. And I used Vintage Photo. I know, y'all already know if you watch my channel at all that that is my aging ink of choice. Okay. Now I'm going to flip it. This tag okay, I used this one. I got it on Amazon. This was one of my favorite buys. It's 3 tags, all that same shape, but 3 different widths. And I'll tell you, I've got my money's worth out of that baby. In fact, it's funny because when I bought my Sizzix, I bought it used and it came with a die cut of those. But it's just so easy to use a punch. Whenever I pull out my Sizzix, I try and just do a ton of cutting. Because, yeah. If I'm going to pull everything out, I'm going crazy. Okay, so there's that. Excuse me. And I think I'm going to do some stenciling. So this is, like I said, I wanted this to be, do I want pebbles or B? I think I'm going to do B. Okay. Honeycomb, whatever this is. I wanted to keep this flat if at all possible. Because like I said, and you know, maybe... Should we do a pocket on this one just for... it's only a triple. Well, on the next quadruple I'm going to do a pocket, and I'll show it in one of my videos. Just, you know, try new things. Got to try it all, because it might be that I like that even better. It might be. Okay, so I'm going to get this down. I got some book page right here. Draw ink. Okay. I don't want to do... I'm just going to kind of block that a little bit. Okay. Okay. You know, let's do some blue. Let's, no, I'm lying. I'm going to keep it brown. I had you going there for a minute, didn't I? You were like, really? I'll do maybe some accents in a different color. Okay. There's that. And I want to bring some up right here. So I'm going to block this spot right there. Okay. And just a tiny bit. Right here. Okay. Okay. Get that out of the way. Let's take a look. Yeah. I'm digging that. That works for me. And do we want blue or a different color? This one I did in blues. I like the blue with the pink. Let's just do the blue again because it's easy. Because it's right here. Let's just do it. Okay, so I bought these. These are knockoffs. I've had these for forever. They're almost, yeah. So I got these. They were on Amazon. I think I paid like $12 for, and it came with 5 sandwich sets. And they work. So I've got this one already going, and I like this stamp a lot. I like it for like a little corner. So there we go. Oh no, I did it upside down. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. That's hilarious. Things that make you go, Elias, what are you doing? Okay. I do love that stamp though. Okay. In fact, I'm just going to leave it right there. And I think I want some sort of numbers. Come on, get out of the way. Let me see. Sorry, I'm going to... Oh, what am I doing? What are you doing? Postcard 01. Let's try this one. It's kind of different. Let's give it a try. Okay. How do I want to do that? Like that. Will that work? Okay. Kind of want it hanging like off the edge a little. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Digging that. I like the blue with the pink and the brown. I do. See, I get fixated though. Do you guys do that? You use a color and you're like, oh, I like it so much. I'm just going to use it again and again and again. And then one day you're like, I'm done. I'm ready for something else. Okay, and I have these stars. You know, I gotta tell you, I'm going to cut this. I'm cutting it. I'm going for it. Because I never use 5. I always use like 3. Or 1. I did it. Okay. I think I'm going to use my red. Got this lumberjack red. No. We should do blue one more time because we got pink, 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 blue, blue. Let's do the blue. Oh, sorry. I keep knocking my bottle of water over. Let's do the blue one more time because if we do blue, blue, and blue, that makes sense to me. Okay. Works with my eyeball. My eyeball. That one's there. Okay. Okay. I have been known to cut my rubber stamps a lot. Kind of funny like that. And this one, I almost want, I'm going to stamp once there. Yep. I want a faded one this time, I think. Yeah. I like how it's a little more. Okay. Okay. These and these can go over here. I did get some blue on there, but that does not. Hold on. Where is my, here's my washcloth. Okay. Okay. And, you know, I got my rub-on transfers. What do we want there? Let's cut this one out. I'm gonna have to get more of these Tim Holtz ones. These are the Tim Holtz, what is it called? Whatever, you know, their specimen rubber stamp thing. And I use them a lot. I like these ones. Okay. Okay. I think okay. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna do these two together. So I got 2 on here. Yeah. Okay. Let's give it a little rub. I usually use my bone folder. It's just easier. Oh, it's so funny now. It sounds so quiet because the rain stopped. It'll be back in a minute. It's been kind of going crazy and then quiet and then crazy and then quiet all day. Oh, come on. Nope, that part didn't come off yet. If you pull it by one corner, nope, see, you can see before you move it, before it shifts completely, if everything's off. But that one's not, hold on. There we go. That one didn't want to come off, did it? Still doesn't. Come on, come off. Come off. Ah, there it goes. Okay. So what are we thinking, guys? How's that look so far? It's a little busy, but it didn't bother me because that was kind of the look I was going for. Okay, and now we've got this topper here. Okay. I'm going to darken it up a little bit because it's a little too light for my... Yeah, there. And then... yeah, I'm running out of my favorite ones. Let's see what else I got in here. I've got that song, that Taylor Swift song stuck in my head where she talks about liking shiny things, but she'd marry him with paper rings. That's funny. Okay, where are you? I stuck these things together. Well, I've got those, which I didn't think I liked, but I used the other day, and I do like them. Okay, hold on. Sorry, guys. I know I'm kind of probably not real well over the camera yet. Oh, you know what we got? Is these two. Let's just take a look. Okay. Okay, no, that's not going to work. I don't like that. I like the idea of using one of these sort of coffee stains on here, though. Let's do it. Let's try it. This might be fun. Okay, come on. Give it to me. There's that. Do it that way. Hey, y'all. Okay. I did have a tiny little mishap. I thought my computer had died, but it was my phone. Okay, so I had kept going without realizing, but we were 99% done. So I'm just going to show you what I did. And this is going to attach the other one. So what I did was I had inked here. I think we were right here where I was putting this little coffee thing on. And then I went ahead and took some of my Tim Holtz specimen rub-ons. And I put collector 107197 there. And then I inked in here. And for these circles, because they're like this, and since I have two more, I'll just show you. I have these sticker things. And I just took these off. And putting them right there just to finish that so it doesn't look so, you know, so it's not just a circle, not just a paper hole. Like to finish things. And that one's, I can never get these completely. There we go. Okay, so I did that. And then here's my ink. Oh my gosh, you should see my workbench. It's a mess. And I'm just going to go in there a little bit. We're just going to ink this. I might do some light stenciling on these blank pages, just to bring it all together. We'll see. Maybe not. We'll see. Sometimes I cannot help it. I want every little piece of it to be completely finished. I get really into the details. Very detail oriented. Okay. There we go. And that one's done. I'll do this one. You don't even need to see this part, but I didn't want the video just to stop like part of the way in and you guys to kind of wonder what happened. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just not meant to be. But since I've done the video twice, I just don't have it in me to start again. So it is what it is. Okay, So that's where we were. So literally, that's all I'd done left. So we finished putting our little words there. Just rub on transfers. I put on my little stickers there and on the back. And there it is. Ready to go. Pick out, you know, whatever paperclip charm you want. And there is your floating mock tag with journaling space. And you know what I'm thinking about doing? And, you know, I always say this, but then I run out of time. So we'll see how it goes. But I'd like to do a few more videos. And I thought, you know, I always end up doing one. And then I have all the pieces. And I thought you guys might just enjoy watching me finish things. Just because, you know, you get ideas as you're watching people do things. You're like, oh, I like that look. So there's our two. So I might like, finish items on Friday. Finish item Friday. I don't know. Where I just take all the little extra pieces and just finish decorating them. We'll see how it goes. I try not to commit to things I can't do. So I can't promise, but at least sometimes maybe. Okay, guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I am getting ready to go pick up my daughter from school. But I love this technique, and I hope you do too. Thanks. Bye-bye.